I'm Tosh Taylor.
And I'm Jenna Morton, and we are by ourselves this week. And we are going to do what I think we possibly do best, which is just talk about our lives and tell you what's on our minds and what we would love to know from you. Because today we decided we are going to talk about what to do to fill the time between Christmas and when the kids go back to school.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, in our lives and a lot of you listening and watching, the holiday break goes through the first week of January. And I know some people have to go back to work, but a lot of people take it off. But that's actually a long time of not being Christmas that we have to fill with activities.
Yes, and it's a long time. And whether your kids are still at the ages of getting a bunch of toys for Christmas, which is awesome, we're both at the ages now where I'm finding, oddly enough, neither one of my girls have any toys on their list this year, which was like Lego was about as toyish as it got. And that's done, by the 26th.
Yes, yeah, we have some Lego and like maybe a plushie, a stuffy on our list that's getting more into the collector phase than the I need to cuddle it phase.
Yes.
So and even if you do have little ones who do get lots of toys that they want to play with, there's still a lot of hours in those days that, especially if you're new to the area or if you moved here and you don't have a huge extended family that you do a lot of activities with, you can find yourself really going, what should I be doing? So we're going to talk about some of the things that we like to do or that we plan to do. Doesn't mean that we've actually made it to them.
But they're great ideas.
Because we understand too, sometimes you make plans and then you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to binge some movies, get some chips, and call it a day.
Yeah, we do live in the Maritimes, and the weather, one day it's nice, one day it's freezing cold. So you just kind of have to roll with it. So those are some of my favorite things, watching movies and binging food and going to the movie theater, a great idea because they're even open Christmas Day.
Well, yeah, and pro tip for anyone like me who has, say, an Air Miles card and hasn't checked it in forever because you kind of forgot you had it, go and check and see if you have any points. Because I scored myself 8 movie tickets with my points yesterday.
Brilliant.
Because I hadn't checked it in a year or two, and I was like, oh, yeah, look at that. Now, whether or not they'll show up exactly around there, it says up to 4 weeks for them to arrive. So I'm like, they might just come in that perfect window of between end of December, early January. And so look at that. Bonus.
Yeah.
You get tickets. And you didn't have to pay the cash at hand because it's not a cheap option necessarily to take your family to the movies, especially if you have a large family and you like the treats, which really, that's why I go to the movies.
Yes.
I go for the popcorn.
Yes, absolutely.
And the pop. It's one of the few times that I drink pop.
Sometimes you can check around too because some restaurants will have meal and movie deals going on as well. So that's worth checking out if you want. If you haven't already spent enough money, you could kind of look into those deals, make a whole family date of it.
Well, yeah, and if people are still looking for ideas, you've got, in-laws or grandparents, various people asking, what can we do? That's always a top one on my list for an experience gift because it's a very easy one to give, but you can also do a lot of fun things with it. And, if it's going to the movies isn't within your budget, look at a place like Spin It Records in Moncton. Go find some fun movies to purchase or to rent. You can still do that.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
You can still rent movies?
Okay, last time I went in, you could.
Okay. I'm sure you're right
Double
about
check
that.
with them.
Yeah.
You can definitely go and buy movies.
Yeah. If you still have a DVD player or a VHS, my mom was making the trip down here soon, and she was like, "What do you want me to load the car with?" And Christmas movies has always been my jam. I watch them all year round. And she's like, I can bring you all your Christmas movies, but I do not have a functioning DVD player or VHS player.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
There's your Christmas list. That's what we can get Tosh.
Someone just wants to drop an old one at my back door. That would be great. Thank you.
We have both of those. The DVD player definitely still works. I am not 100% sure if our VCR still works because at one point our children who did not understand how to use it may have shoved something in it, as most children through the decades have done.
It's very true.
So I haven't tried to see if it works because we do have quite a stack of, especially Disney VHS tapes.
All of the Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have most of them on DVD because I bought them as a grown-up. So.
2 copies. 2 copies. And she's got a membership to Disney Plus. So she's
Yep.
got 3 copies. Same.
There are still some things you can't. They put things in the vault.
It's true.
The FOMO is real.
Yeah. They like to keep us guessing, that's for sure. Okay, free options. Let's sort out some free options. Now, as of recording, we have snow in the greater Moncton area. So maybe it's time to bust out the sleds.
Yes.
Something very fun to do. We do with friends. We usually get a group of friends together and we head down to Fundy. And if you've never been tobogganing or sledding in the bowl, so when you pull into Fundy National Park, you can split 2 ways. In the middle is the bowl, and sledding into that, hilarious and awesome and so much fun. Also, I don't know if they allow this, so don't tell anybody, but the first hole at the golf course at Fundy is like a major drop. And if it's got enough snow, it is very fun. And I know a lot of people that grew up in Albert County, that's where they grew up tobogganing. So it's dangerous, she's fun. Maybe take the older kids to that one.
I was like, is it really sliding if it's not a little bit dangerous?
Valid.
There is danger inherent in the activity in my mind. You just go with it, right?
Someone passed us down GTs and had removed the brakes from them. I was like, what? But that was the whole fun of GTs, was the brakes. Anyway.
And if you're into tobogganing, sliding, sledding, whatever it is you call it, because there are so many names for it, that one always drives me nuts because you never know what people call it. Winter Wonderland Park in Riverview is another great place where they do have a fantastic hill and you are very much encouraged to use it. They even have a little spot for snowboarding. When the ice freezes, you can skate there, so it's a great spot to go if you haven't been. Again, it is weather dependent, so you need to check like the Town of Riverview's website to figure out weather conditions are great for going and checking that out. Of course, outdoor skating at the Oval in Dieppe and in Moncton, and Dieppe often has skate rentals. I know a lot of people ask that question because not everyone skates often enough that they have their own skates, or don't know if your kids are going to be into it, so you don't want to invest yet. For that, check out the City of Dieppe's website. They have certain days and times when they do have free skate rentals at the Oval, and the Oval's in front of Place 1604 in Dieppe and the Avenir Centre in Moncton. Those are like refrigerated ovals, so they often are open throughout. There are still times when the weather plays a little bit of havoc with them, but they are not fully weather dependent, so most days those are open, and they're open right through till March usually, so that's not you're not in a tight little window to get out and enjoy those. But definitely if you're thinking of doing that, New Year's Eve in Moncton, they've got all kinds of free downtown stuff planned around there. And Friday nights in Dieppe, Fun on Ice is back for the season. So on Friday nights, that Oval in Dieppe, there's bonfires, there's music, there's all kinds of treats and fun, and it's a really great place to get out and enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely don't have to keep it for that week between Christmas and New Year's. They've already got those starting. I think they started Friday, December 1st.
Yes.
So that that will continue until March, and it is a blast, that's for sure. What are some other things that we can do in the city or in New Brunswick in general?
Well, if you are looking to fill that kind of time, something that's time sensitive that you would have to do before the kids go back to school, lighted up Riverview. So those beautiful lights along the riverfront in Riverview, if you haven't seen them, you need to look it up and you need to get there because it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's really, if you can time it so like it has just snowed and there's that fresh snow, everything, it is a Hallmark movie come to life. And, stop and get a hot chocolate either before or after, head into Holy Whale if you want to warm up a little bit. And, other than what you might spend for, a warm beverage, that's a free activity that you can take the family and get outside. And, if you've got a tween or a teen who's maybe a little like me, I don't want to go out and do things, just talk to them about the amazing TikToks they can make with those lights and the snow.
And there's a new addition this year. Have you seen the glitter tree?
I've heard about the glitter tree, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
I have not taken the family yet either, and I just actually found out about the glitter tree yesterday, and I was like, what? And Mayor Andrew LeBlanc, who's been on the show a few times, he posted a video of it, and I was like, holy, you're right, TikTok moment right there. Yeah. That thing's incredible.
Yeah.
I want those for my own house.
I'm very curious to go see it. And of course, if you're looking for another lights experience, Wild lights at the zoo, again, that's a timely thing. You have to hit it when it's open. It's only open until that beginning of January. But again, another great family activity. Get out and walk around for a lot. You might even see a few animals. It depends on the weather. Sometimes there are a few around, but you will see amazing lights, and it's a really great experience as well. Again, that one does have admission because it's part of a fundraiser for the zoo. So if it's not something that's within your budget, maybe it's something, again, someone might be able to gift your family as an experience. And if you're looking for the next level of these kind of light experiences and you have some money and time, I'm going to throw out 2 ideas that are both on my wish list now, officially, and I will see when we finally get to them because I don't think it's going to be this year. But first up, a lot of you are probably familiar with Glow in Halifax.
Yeah. I was like, where is she going with this?
So Glow, I think it's in its like 4th or 5th year now.
Yeah.
It's inside, which is exciting, and it's this huge, imagine going through both the Riverview lights and the zoo lights and every decoration downtown, but it's all inside.
And warm.
And there's music and there's drinks, and it's not cheap. And you'd have to go to Halifax, so it's definitely not something that every family can get to do, but everyone that I know who has gone love the experience.
Yeah,
they
I agree.
rave about it. And if you are going to the Halifax area, they've got a whole bunch of stuff down on the waterfront for their Evergreen Festival as well, which also has lots of neat light up things that you might want to take in. But the one that has started to catch my eye, and oh my goodness, the algorithms are at work and they know me, they understand me, because I'm now dreaming of a trip to Maine.
Oh my goodness.
Before
I wasn't
the end of the
expecting
year.
Maine. Wow, okay.
So the Botanical Gardens,
Uh-huh.
Boothbay, Maine, Coastal Botanical Gardens, they also do like a light up event. Oh my goodness, the pictures are incredible. The lights are so many different colors because it's LED, and what's really catching my eye, which is something they're doing new this year, I think, which is why it's really kind of popping up. So at the Botanical Gardens there, they have these keepers of the seeds, I think they're these huge troll, gnome, wooden sculpture creatures.
Okay.
That the pictures are just incredible. Like you just see people looking up at these beautiful creatures, and they are lit up this year for this light experience.
I'm gonna go check this out.
It's so it would take you about 6.5 hours to drive there from Moncton.
She's got it figured out.
I had to look it up because I knew I drove through that area again this summer, and we didn't have time to stop then because I had seen pictures of these creations, and then I saw it pop up that they are lit up for Christmas, but it's only till December 31st. So that's why I'm like, if someone makes it there this year, you need to let us know.
Or
you
take
need
her.
to send me pictures.
Yeah, take her with you. Take her with you. She'll be a great road tripper. I promise.
I'll find all the good spots to stop for snacks.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I have a question for you, and I haven't gone to look, so pardon me because I haven't done it. But do you have your map of Christmas lights for houses up on Pickle Planet?
Hopefully, by the time you're listening and watching this, it will be updated for this year.
There's your pressure to get it done.
It has been on my list. There are 2 main posts that I usually do that have been on my list for weeks now that I'm behind on, because this is probably the Christmas I feel the least prepared for in my life.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So I did take a quick look, probably like towards the end of November, at the list of Christmas light displays that are like the standouts in the area. And not a whole lot has changed from last year's list to this year. So you can go on and find a list of Christmas light houses and like a little like, here's your start here, drive here map of places you might want to go that is there. I do intend to update it soon, I hope, because there are 1 or 2 additions this year.
Nice.
So sometimes there are a few that have been, people have moved on and they're not doing it anymore. So far, I haven't double checked, but I don't think there are any that are doing it this year that did in the previous years. I know Hogan's, which is on, what's that, Pasadena?
Okay, yep.
The house that does the amazing, like, wowed everyone a couple years ago with this beautiful light show that's like a 15-minute long.
Jeepers creepers.
as of the other day, it wasn't up and running yet because he now works on the wild lights.
Oh,
at
that's
the
right.
zoo.
Yes, that's right.
So he was hoping that in about around this weekend, so by the time you watch this, it might be up, it might not. If it's not, it will be soon because it is going to happen. But the Salisbury Road, I'm giving huge love, shout out to the people who live along the Salisbury Road, because there are 3 or 4 or 5 houses that are so decked out this year that were not in the past. There's always been a few houses that I encourage people, it's worth the drive along the Salisbury Road, but this year, there's a couple. There's one in particular, so many lights. I would love to know just how many lights are strung up around this house and blow-ups and everything else.
Cool.
It is something to see.
Okay, excellent. That's always a fun thing to do with the whole family, and I get these reels or memes pop up, and it's like, reminder: take your dog Christmas house watching or light watching with you as well. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, Paisley would love that. However, she'd be trying to sit on one of the kids' laps, and you know how that would go. So maybe take your dog alone. Sounds like a good excuse to get out of the house. Maybe your cat would like it.
Then I would have to try to get him out of the house, and that doesn't usually go very well for either of us.
No, it never does.
No, but speaking of that, I've had various years people reach out and ask about what neighborhoods are great for walking to look at lights, right? Like driving is one thing, but not everyone has a vehicle to drive around and look at lights, and not everyone wants that experience. They would rather that nice slow stroll, get out, get some fresh air. So obviously, again, Riverview, but up in the what is that, McLaughlin, up near where Fairview Knoll Playground is.
Okay, yeah.
I took a drive through there not too long ago, and there were lots of houses already, by the end of November, fully decorated. And it's beautiful wide streets with beautiful sidewalks on both sides. And as I was driving through, I was like, oh, this would be a great neighborhood to come and take a walk through, because there are places like the playground where you could park, where there's a small public parking lot, and then walk up and down a couple streets and have a really nice evening stroll.
Oh, that's a great idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah, if people have other neighborhoods that are really walkable with lots of lights, give us a shout out. If you're, reach out in the comments or find us and send us a message, because I know a lot of people look for that kind of experience, and it is a different experience to walk through a neighborhood than to drive through. And so if you can do both this season, I would encourage that.
Absolutely. Get outside.
Yeah. And if you're doing that, warm beverages.
Oh.
So much fun. So much fun. So I want to know, what are some of the spots you like to go to pick up, say, an eggnog latte or a good hot chocolate?
Peppermint mocha. I really, when we were downtown on that Leveraging Local tour, that cafe downtown, absolutely brilliant. Also, Aaron's Coffee in Riverview has a spectacular peppermint hot chocolate as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I am a big fan. It's one thing that usually only happens around Christmas time, that I make the trek to Tony's.
Oh,
because
wow.
it's not something that's on my regular route. But going to Tony's for a special treat for during the holiday season, their displays, the gingerbread creations they made, just going to look at everything is sensory overload in the best way. And then, yes, so many warm drink options that are just fantastic. Also, a big shout out to Wright's Bakery in Salisbury. It's a small little bakery that has been there for 30 plus years now, but their coffee game is on point and current.
So is their social media. I'm just going to point that out there.
Yes.
They're hilarious. So.
Yes, yes, they are a lot of fun, but they make fantastic lattes and specialty drinks there.
Ooh.
There was somewhere else I just saw posted their hot chocolate, and it looked amazing, and now I can't remember where it was.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it was wonderful, and I bet you that there are quite a few of them around the greater Moncton area, and if you can point me in the direction of where I can find a spiked one, that would be lovely.
A spiked hot chocolate or a spiked?
That's fine.
The old triangle.
Okay.
No, seriously, the old triangle on Main Street in Moncton.
Yeah.
I was in there the other night for the first time in forever, because I am not someone who goes out at night. And shout out, the place was packed, and there was a lineup out the door because the music was incredible.
Awesome.
People were up dancing. It was fantastic to see. there was a whole section on the menu. There must have been half a dozen different Irish coffees that you could get hot or cold and spiked or not. And it was this whole list of, I was blown away with there were too many options to choose from.
I'm coming for you.
Yes, yeah, it was very fun. And also the whole because my friend got one. She was like, do you want it hot or cold? And I'm like, this is an option too. Like, you could get like a cold Bailey's coffee. Oh my goodness, yeah, so many options.
Sounds like magic to me. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's treats are always big on my list of
Too many treats up in the Taylor house these days. Let me tell you, there has been a lot of treats, and none of them were homemade. None of them. We've been doing a lot of supporting of Lindt in Moncton. I know a lot of people don't realize that we have like a Lindt factory outlet here up in the Mapleton Center, and they have some really great deals on, and like they even do corporate stuff. So if you are someone who's like running a corporation and you can't think of what to get your staff, holy moly, chocolate wins every time, my friend. Every time.
Yeah, it's very hard to go wrong with chocolate. There are some people who are out there going, oh my God, stop with the chocolate because I don't like chocolate.
My youngest child, yes.
Yeah. But usually a place that sells chocolate has some other things, or at least you can regift it. Right?
Absolutely.
You know, wrapped chocolates, you can regift those if those are not your thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you if they're not your thing. Really, truly, because, oh my goodness. And we have so many good chocolate options in the Maritimes, right? Like right here in New Brunswick, we went into the chocolate shop that's just off St. George. Oh my goodness, that's a place you can go to get hot chocolates and, you know, specialty. You can do a chocolate tasting of chocolate that is made right here.
Yeah.
So amazing. And Ganong, right? Like right here in the Maritimes, that's another place that is on my wish list to go. I would love to be driving to St. Stephen right now to like go shop at the chocolatier at Ganong and just like have that like everything. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's all here.
Yeah, it is literally all
and they
there.
do lots of things that are not chocolate as well, right?
Yep.
They've actually Ganong has brought back their gummies, their EB gummies.
Okay.
I think if you grew up in New Brunswick, they are a thing. And they're not something that you can normally get. They don't mass produce them anymore, but there is a special run on them right now. So if they are on your list, get yourself
ASAP. ASAP.
I think you can order them online from the store too. I don't think you have to drive all the way there.
It is a beautiful drive to St. Stephen, though, along the Trans-Can.
Sure. Maybe not along the Trans-Canada.
Take the old way, maybe? I don't know. Anyway.
The Trans-Canada is not, the prettiest drive. You got to admit, yeah.
Hey, listen, it's not driving the Trans-Canada across Ontario, I'll tell you that. It's a lot more pretty here. Let's wrap this show up, Jenna. Wrap it up.
It's like I have done that drive. Yeah, I don't want to drive Trans-Canada in any of our provinces really anymore. Side roads all the way.
Side roads all the way. All the way to Maine.
Yeah.
Just don't forget to take her.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, if you have fun ideas of things that people can do to keep themselves entertained over the holiday season that are not necessarily holiday related, we would love to know, because obviously we could use some more ideas too. Because mine just revolve way too much around food. I need something else.
And mine booze. Figure it out. We're a great team. Also, next week, stay tuned. Speaking of booze, we're going to be taking you on our festive show. We're going to go see our friends
holiday
at
special.
Yeah, we're going to see our friends at Sophia and Spritz and learn some new drinks for you and your guests this holiday season, alcoholic or non, of course.
Yes, of course. So we hope you'll join us for that, and take care till then.